Hello and welcome to Trade Pro Labs. Today we obviously speaking to David Dobrovitsky from Rainbow and Glitter Ecosystem, and we're going to discuss a little bit more about his project and everything he's doing and amazing things that they're doing for the ecosystem. So first and foremost, obviously, we'd like to thank David for joining us today at Trade Pro Labs,
My pleasure.
and we'd like him to just give us a little bit of an intro about himself and what's his background and how long he's been in the space.
Sure. I got into blockchain around actually 2 years ago. And before that, I worked heavily in technology and specifically within the tech startup sector, and also within the highly engineered, sector. So basically, I was working corporate as a business developer, working with companies like Google and Tesla in the United States. And I was basically selling highly engineered cables, the kind of cables that, for example, are used in EV cars, for example, or in tanks. So I was very familiar with just in general the way technologies, companies work. The way that they buy, the way that they place their products, and the way that engineers think. And so eventually, I was hired by an Eastern European company that worked in blockchain to sell blockchain-related products in marketing and development to an American audience. And so basically, that's where my journey in blockchain started. For a bit, I was their CBDO, and basically I just created deal flow. And then eventually I decided to move on. I was a core contributor to a couple of DeFi projects where I heavily contributed ideas. And those projects went on to raise very well. And then eventually I got into my own project, created my own project within the Algorand and Solana ecosystems called Glitter Finance. With Glitter, we had a successful raise. We were very lucky because the raise happened right at the very end when the market really became the bear market that we know today. And as of August 2nd, we've launched our product, which is the first bridge between Algorand and Solana. It's been running consistently with 99.9% uptime. So that was a kind of a new technological feat, because up until that point, Rust and Teal languages were not connected in one platform. And basically, from there, we decided to expand ourselves into a cross-chain ecosystem and a liquidity hub. In order to do that, we are creating sub-products, for example, the USDC cross-chain swaps, the ability to list DeFi tokens as well, which is called our XGLI swap, XGLI being the token of Glitter. And then also things like a Bridge SDK, a Solana distribution system, which was like a secondary project that we created and just decided to commercialize. At the same time, as we were building the bridge, we realized that we wanted to make the bridge as safe as possible. But we also wanted to create a kind of a grand platform, which was, independent. And at the same time, that independence would allow us to really bring our own agenda into it in a positive way. My co-founder's mission was always to simplify the usage of DeFi for mainstream users, to connect mainstream users to the innovation of DeFi. And so basically, we knew in order to do that, we needed a large platform and a way to hold large amounts of liquidity. One of the best ways to do that in our sector is to create a blockchain network with an ecosystem whereby you can basically manage the liquidity. You can get the liquidity in You can then also direct the liquidity in the ways that facilitate an easy way of usage of that liquidity by mainstream users. So based on that and our wish to also fully decentralize our bridge to make it safe, we decided to create a blockchain network called the Rainbow Network. This is a network that is going to run on the in the Cosmos ecosystem using the Tendermint consensus mechanism. We're also planning on using the Reach programming language, which is out of Boston. It's a compiler language, and really the whole point is to use technology which facilitates easy and quick scaling of applications. So, one of the big kind of philosophies that I have is to always optimize scalability, to create an ease of use, but also an ease of build. And so Rainbow reflects all of those philosophical leanings, I would say, by creating a blockchain on the most, I would say, a technology that's very, very used, that people know works well, but at the same time that where it's easy to put it together, and it's also easy for other people to then be able to use it and really scale on it.
Amazing, amazing. And if you could tell me exactly what problem you are solving with obviously Glitter and Rainbow, what would be the problem that you guys are solving?
With Rainbow specifically, we're solving the problem of fragmentation of liquidity in disparate blockchain ecosystems. We're creating what I like to call a connector and augmenter blockchain. So we're not basically coming to protocols and saying, you got to build on us because we're the absolute best or the only option. We're not trying to be Ethereum killers. What we are doing is basically we're creating a highly interoperable ecosystem with an extremely flexible and varied liquidity possibilities. And so what that means is Glitter becomes in essence a layer zero, which promotes interoperability and functionality within the cross-chain world, and allows us to get the liquidity from different ecosystems. Then Rainbow allows us to connect all of the different ecosystems. So just to give you an example, when a token launches on Rainbow, they immediately become an interoperable protocol or token. What that means is Glitter basically assures that there is a connection to most of the EVM networks, Algorand and Solana. And then because we're building on Cosmos, that we're also highly interoperable with the Cosmos ecosystem. So any protocol that launches on Rainbow immediately gains that access to be an interoperable protocol. So what that means for protocols is, we're not saying to them, hey, you got to leave Solana or you got to leave Ethereum and build on Rainbow because, we want that market share. We're saying we are basically a way for you to become highly interoperable extremely quickly. And we will complement whatever it is that you're doing. And so that's kind of where we are. So I think that it's a very different approach. I believe that it's a more modern approach. We're not trying to fight with anybody or to create war with anybody. We're basically just connecting different technologies together. And then within Rainbow, we're creating various ways to augment liquidity, to create attractive investment options. One of the ways that in which our liquidity is very flexible is because we both operate with, let's say, wrap tokens that a traditional bridge creates, but then we also have the ability to attract liquidity providers, which creates kind of a very flexible liquidity that and it multiplies the liquidity. So I think that the main point is that Rainbow is really supposed to be there as a promoter of protocols and a connector rather than we are it and there's nothing else.
Yeah, I think the it's very lucrative, and you're actually adding more value because you're saying that, hey, look, we can work on multiple protocols, right? So
Yes.
compared to just one, and by doing so, it gives it more leverage to everybody that wants to use your technology, right? This is This is
Exactly.
it's very beneficial to them, more than detrimental. Good stuff. And who on your team, or who's on your team? I'd love to know a bit more about the team that actually drove this and brought you guys to where you are right now.
Sure. Our team is very experienced. We obviously already brought one product to market, but even before this, the team comes from multiple protocols and multiple ecosystems. Our COO, Khalid, is actually himself an investor in Glitter and a fairly prolific investor in crypto, but also in equity. So he brings tremendous amount of knowledge of just finance and the way all of this works. Um, our, um, I would say chief of DeFi is a person that is very experienced with trading. I work with him in multiple protocols. Titus, just a very experienced DeFi user and trader that is also an excellent researcher. So we do have the component of business, finance, and research. And in terms of our developers, our CTO, Andrew, is somebody that has worked in multiple ecosystems with multiple languages, familiar with PyTeal, Teal, Rust, Solidity. Somebody who is very experienced in managing teams, helped us bring our first product to market, brought other products to market. So the team is composed of people that, the way that I like to pick my team is I want to see what they've done. Regardless of resume, regardless of even references, I want to see if they've brought something to market. If they have, they're welcome on my team. And the team is very distributed. It's also very diverse. We welcome, multitude of cultures. We love to work in a multicultural setting, but at the same time, everybody there is a pro. And those are the kind of things that we really look at when picking new members.
Yeah, for any business, the most important part of it is the team and the people you have within it. They need to know what they're doing and actually execute. This is the number most important thing that I've ever seen on any project is the team. Uh,
Exactly.
in any type of system. So can you tell me, in an ideal world, and where would you like to see Rainbow and Glitter, and where do you forecast this to be, and where's the goal? What's the goal of this whole project that you've got set?
Well, I mean, the goal was always to create a platform that basically takes DeFi innovation, crypto innovation, and streamlines it for mainstream. So Glitter and Rainbow is really designed for the mainstream. It's not designed for just crypto insiders. It's what I call a hybrid platform. If you are basically a crypto insider, then Glitter and Rainbow, has what you need in order to get excited and trade and manipulate in different ways in order to create profit, everything that people inside crypto love to do. But on the other hand, if you are a mainstream person, we're really creating an environment where you feel comfortable. Um, and you can already see that philosophy in our current bridge design. So, currently we have a design which is extremely user friendly. It really breaks up the bridging step by step. But on the other hand, if you want it to be the way that many people in crypto are used to, you hit the advanced user interface, and there you have your traditional bridge design. So everything we're doing is always based on making things comfortable, but at the same time allowing for the people that already been in crypto for 5, 6, 7 years, however long, to like it as well, to basically get what they need from the platform.
Amazing, amazing. That's great stuff. I love what you guys are doing at Rainbow and Glitter. It's super interesting, and I think you guys are built for success. So, uh,
Thank you.
I'd like to thank David for joining us today and for all of the input that he gave us, all of the knowledge that he gave us, and all of the good stuff that they're doing at Rainbow and Glitter. And thank the audience, everybody that's looking and wants to know more about David and what Rainbow and Glitter is doing. Please Like, share, subscribe, put it in the comments. I'll connect you guys with David. Any questions you've got, more than welcome to forward to them and create a connection. So we'd like to thank the audience and like to thank David. And thank you guys for joining Trade Pro Labs. Looking to see you guys on the next video. Take care,
Thank
guys.
you. Cheers.